I'm going to be making a cookie recipe for you for Sarah's Holiday Cookie Party collaboration. This collaboration is from a bunch of YouTubers who are part of the YouTube Mommy Meetup group, and it is hosted by Sarah, and her channel is Finding My Mommy Way. I'll be leaving the link to her channel as well as the links to all of the other participants in the description box below, and I'll also leave the playlist link so you can access all of the recipes very easily. The recipe I'm making is called $1 Million Cookies. Why they're called $1 Million Cookies, I have no idea, but I do know that they taste delicious. First thing you need to do is take 2½ cups of oats and put them in a blender or a food processor, whatever you have. Oops, I have my trusty Vitamix here. Get a spoon. I'm going to put these in, and then you're just going to blend them until, whoops, a fine powder. Trying not to make a mess. This is hard to do with the camera in the way. Okay. So that's 2½ cups of oats, and we're going to turn this on. Okay, that happened really fast in my Vitamix. We're going to set that aside and get the rest of the cookie recipe going. I've taken out my trusty KitchenAid. You can use a hand mixer if that's all you have. Start with 1 cup of butter. That's 2 sticks of unsalted butter. 1 cup of brown sugar. And 1 cup of granulated sugar, white sugar. And cream those together. Okay, once you have those combined, you're going to add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. Now we're going to mix together our dry ingredients. Start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, then add the oat flour that you made. Whoops, let me see if I can get that out easily. There we go. 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Oops, get all of that goodness out of there. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Then we're going to mix those together really well and bring our mixer back over. And you know what I forgot to do is add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to do that while I am mixing up the flours or the dry ingredients. Now I'm going to add in my flour, trying not to make a huge mess. And I mean my dry ingredients, obviously. Okay, I give up. I'm just going to dump it in. Sorry. It's just easier that way. We're going to let that combine. Then we're going to add in 2 cups of chocolate chips, whoops, and 1/2 of a grated Hershey bar or whatever milk chocolate bar you like. So you're going to add those in. At this point, you can also add in nuts, about a cup of nuts of your choice. I am not adding those in because we do have some nut allergies in our house. Give that a stir. You can totally do this by hand, but I just let the mixer do the work. Scrape it down real quick. It doesn't want to go. Forgot to mention, preheat your oven to 375 degrees for this recipe. So once you have it all mixed up, you're going to take your handy dandy cookie scooper, or you can just take 2 teaspoons, or you can roll them in a ball between your hands. Scoop them out. I really like using the scooper because it makes everything the same size. So once you've scooped them out, you're going to pop them in the 375 degree oven for about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on them because it depends on the oven temperature and the size of your cookie. I usually start checking around 8 minutes, and once they're as done as you like them, take them out. Here they are straight from the oven. I'm going to let them sit on the pan to cool for about 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Here we have them after about 2 minutes cooling on the pan. And I wanted to tell you about a little trick I learned. Whoops, wrong direction. I wanted to tell you about a little trick I learned when it comes to cooling cookies. If you want your cookies to stay soft, leave them on the parchment paper to cool. Take them off the pan, but leave them on the paper. If you want them to be a little crispier, cool them on a wire rack. I happen to like mine on the soft side, so I'm going to just take them off of the cookie sheet and put them on the counter, just leaving them on the parchment paper to cool that way. If you're worried about damaging your countertop, you can always put the parchment paper on top of the cooling rack. They're still pretty hot, but I wanted to break one open so you could see what they look like. Ooh, they're just gonna fall apart because it's so hot. But they're so moist and so yummy inside. I think you'll really love them this Christmas. Don't forget to look in the description box below and check out all of the other participants in Sarah's Cookie Exchange this year. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook at Lee'sHome05. I will leave the links to those in the description box as well. Thanks for watching. Bye!